the Adeptus Ridiculous podcast. My name is Dkdiamantes. His name is Bricky. And today is kind of a special episode. But before we get into that, if you enjoy the podcast and maybe you want to support the podcast, consider heading over to patreon.com/Adeptus Ridiculous, where you can get access to the Discord, bloopers if they happen. The $15 tier gets you access to all of our posters in crispy digital HD format. Patreon.com/Adeptus Ridiculous. Bricky, tell them about all the things you tell them about.
Yes, sir. It is December the 20th when this is going to come out, so make sure you grab your merch while it lasts. The posters are available on the main front page of the site. Last chance posters. This is the last chance you can get them before we flip in over to 2024. Also, do make sure to check out all of the wonderful Little Blood merch, our new Arsenal of Angels, Decima, and all kinds of cool things like lanyards and so on, in case you are interested in getting a few stocking stuffers for yourself or for your friends and family. Orchid8.com, link in the description. Also, read Lion, Son of the Forest. It's about an old man.
It's about an old man that wakes up in the void. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Also, those Just Little Blood shirts are great. The vinyl red one is so cool. Oh, I love
you like the vinyl? You got the vinyl red one? Oh, again with this whole thing.
I got them both.
So, with all of that, today is a special day.
Special day.
No quote for you.
Oh boy, it's Christmas. Christmas came early. The gift.
Can you believe it, guys? Christmas. Just a week away.
Just a week away.
Just a week away.
Christmas.
Wow.
Just a week away. Wow.
I am so happy with this information. Woohoo. Anywho.
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
Is that the song I think it is?
You know it.
Oh no.
You know it. She's breaking out of the ice.
She isn't breaking out anymore at all. She's escaped.
She's all thawed. She's out.
Good God. Today is our 3-year anniversary episode.
Sheesh.
That's right. If you have been around for when we first started this out, that means that you have you've completed the entirety of kids' middle schools.
We're coming up on our senior year of high school and/or college.
A huge thank you to all of our patrons, viewers, and listeners. You have all, are the reason this continues.
Yeah, sure.
Your direct support, either financially or simply just viewing and watching all of our content, is the reason we are currently here today and continue to make videos. Mm-hmm. Also, a huge thank you to a couple other people. Ted Zero, who does all of our thumbnail art, who continues to impress with his unique and enjoyable style. We also thanked Hallistay for all of the phenomenal poster art they put out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A very big portion of our group and our Patreon patronage is the fantastic posters Hallistay does. Carolina. I'm sorry.
Ba.
Oh no. What am I at? Like a Orange County wedding? For their Carolina for their logo and their in-video art, their fantastic job. Sinvicta for the boppin' soundtrack.
Ooh,
and of course our various Discord mods for keeping the channels clean and welcoming to all who join.
Hooray! It's not a solo act, that's for sure. Adeptus Ridiculous is not a solo act. Although Shai does a lot of work too.
Shai does the majority of the work, but the rest, there is many people that make a car go vroom.
Many people make the car go vroom.
Vroom. So today, because it's our anniversary, much like the years before, we are going to do a Q&A. A little question and answer for the third time. If there are some burning questions that you're like, why in the world didn't we answer them? there's a good chance that we've already answered them in a prior Q&A, either in year 1 or year 2. So check those out if you'd like to be 100%.
Yeah, cool. So what's our first question?
Well, Shai says, also a couple things. We will not be answering any of the will you talk about character event / book, because those are, just, they're not like major questions.
Those are
and most of the time the answer is just yes.
Yeah. Eventually
also,
we'll get to it.
Also skipped overly complex questions because the answers would be very long and possibly episodes in the future.
Makes sense.
So, anyway, DK, would you like to read the first one?
Sure. A question from our Patreons on Discord. Wait, where's the...
Nope. Below the grammar part.
Oh, man. I thought that was the first question. That was just her telling us how she
I was
got the
just
questions.
reading that.
Oh, man. That's how you knew. Anyway, first question is from Masked Bugman. Which faction character did your opinion change for the better or worse after doing research on them? I mean, I feel like my answer simply must be Robute Guilliman, since I went in absolutely hating everything Ultramarine, and I came out being like, hey, that's pretty cool. I really like that. I mean, yeah, he's got Ultra Depression, but it's just a really cool story, and it's like, hey, maybe the Ultramarines aren't so bad.
That's a pretty fair one. My opinion, I mean, originally, I'd probably say it was Kurz, but I don't think my opinion really changed on Kurz because I just didn't really know him at all.
Yeah.
Before I got really into him, but I would definitely say that it would be Angron. I completely got confused. I thought someone else. I thought he put the nails in his brain because he wanted to be angrier. I didn't realize it was done to him. It's actually. Yeah, it's actually one of a big mistake I made in my like every faction explained video, which is a little unfortunate because that video happened to be the one that popped off. So I'm like, no, there's misinformation.
And now every VTuber on the planet is watching it.
Dude, it's so funny that I've become the envoy for VTubers in 40K.
You are the ferryman. They give you the 2 coins for the eyes, and then you ferry them across the Warhammer sticks.
But definitely Angron. Angron. Well, he's still not what I would call a great guy. He got dealt a bad hand.
Oh, it's such a bad hand. Oh, bae, sheesh.
There's a lot more. I have a lot more respect for world leaders. Yeah. I like the tragedy of them being frothing lunatics as opposed to the frothing lunatics.
Yeah, they're not just lunatics for the sake of being edgy lunatics. There is a very real, satiable reason, justifiable reason for them just being crazy. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, DK, since I'm always the one who talks too much, how about you read all the questions today?
Oh, okay. Sylphie Greenheart asks, how do you feel about the growing number of VTubers getting into Warhammer lore? Yeah, Bricky, how do you feel being the, as we said, the ferryman of VTubers into Warhammer lore?
So, I mean, obviously, like, people will misconstrue that the fact that I am not a fan of anime does not mean I don't like VTubers. Yeah. Like, they're people. You're a VTuber, for God's sakes.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, they're obviously just, it's a variation of streaming, so obviously I have no issues with it, even if I may not, like, partake in viewing often. Someone mentioned this in a stream of mine a while ago, and my answer was, like, Warhammer fans have had a bit of a weird contingent of them for a bit. It's getting better now, but there was like a really specific type of Warhammer fan that would get really, really into World War II and would like be really into anime girls at the same time. So they'd be into like Panzer anime girls.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It was
I know what you mean.
Would occasionally have some not great opinions.
Yeah,
and like. I feel like that kind of group has also kind of really embraced the VTuber world as their main source of Twitch viewing. And so I feel like it was just a matter of time before they and their and how much they liked Warhammer eventually presented it to VTubers themselves as another kind of niche but almost mainstream world.
Yeah, and I mean, the crossover isn't that hard to, like, I don't know, conceptual. It's not that hard to imagine, just because there's so much stuff in Warhammer that, like, there's something for it. Like, if you like anime, chances are, like, you'll be very fond of the Tau or the Eldar or some aesthetic. Like, it's not unheard of for, you know,
That's kind of one of the things
to cross, as it were.
That's kind of one of the things about 40K is that while it's not for everyone, there is still a faction for you.
Yeah,
there's a
definitely.
good chance one of the factions you'll resonate with. It's just finding which one.
Yeah, for sure.
Like for example, what was it? How do you pronounce her name? Matarakan?
Yeah. The cockroach VTuber.
Yeah, cockroach VTuber. It's not hard to figure out which faction she might
like the Nids.
Just
by
a
any chance, you think maybe the Nids would be their cup of tea?
Hilariously, I guess she's getting into Jukari, so there's also that. But like, yeah, it's not particularly difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway,
we need another question, Shy. All right. Char asks, for DK, out of all of the longer arcs in the lore, Horus Heresy, Arcs of Omen, Black Crusade, Bad Ab War, Octarius War, which is your favorite so far? Gotta be the Arcs of Omen. Got to be the Arcs of Omen. That was that.
Extremely good choice. I agree.
Yeah, kind of hard to go past that with all the crazy. What the hell is his name? I'm drawing a blank on his name. He's all the
Vashtor.
Vashtor. Yeah,
my boy.
It gets the big chaos dubs finally, and Angron has that big brilliant moment, even though he's gonna respawn anyway. And you know, he gets the key, and now we got to find out what the key is for. And
Khorne literally gets out of his chair.
That's true. Khorne gets out of his chair. I mean, the other ones are very good too. But yeah, the Arcs of Omen was too good.
I would agree. I really enjoy Arcs of Omen.
Yeah. Adaspazzy asks, how do you think Vashtor's plans will affect the trout population? Is that a meme that I don't?
Oh no, we've hit a meme 2 zoomer for DK.
Okay, cool.
Ironically, I guess it depends. What if it's like mechanical trout?
Are there mechanical trout?
What if you think about like Vashtor and he like brings back Caliban from the warp like he did in the final Arcs of Omen, and it's just like it's like this Nurgle rotted version of it, but like in all of the seas are just mechanical chaos trout. And he's got Vashtor has like that really big hat that's like, women fear me, fish fear me, men turn their eyes away from me as I walk. No beast dare makes a sound in my presence. I am alone on this barren earth.
Right.
3d6.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what's gonna happen. That's what's Mechanicus trout. Mecha trout. That's yeah. Shy, please God, give us another
Demon
question.
Engine trout.
I am begging you.
Demon
for
Engine,
another question,
like,
Shy, so
like
we can
flying
move on from
trouts?
Demon Engine trout.
Like flying trout. Like it's like a unit, like a flock of birds.
388 asks, what has your favorite interaction been with your fans?
You know,
yes.
the night contest is pretty up there. I really want to do another one.
The night contest was really fun. Also, that the military people that refuel jets that showed us a picture of putting like their our flag on like the bed that opened up was really like, whoa.
That was a super fucking cool picture.
That was so dope. Woo.
Yeah,
there are people doing tattoos of our logo, really?
I did not hear about that.
I did not see or hear about that, but that's crazy.
So
that's dope.
Shy's answer is fan art is great. That one animation with Misery X CPR X the Reese's Puff music mix was hilarious. I agree with that one.
That's fair. Very accurate too.
Response to our furry poster was also pretty insane. Yeah, wow. I kind of forgot about the furry poster thing. Goddamn.
Yeah.
There's some good ones. The Reese's Puff mix was really good.
That Reese's Puffs video was spot on. Spot on. This is great.
There are a couple. Oh, I really like the guy who did the Great Unclean one with the top hat.
Oh yeah.
Damn, yeah. That's too
cool.
Hot damn. Well,
wow.
God damn. All right.
Sheesh.
I actually was not even aware of this.
Yeah, I wasn't either. That's a cool tat.
I do want to do another art contest though. That was incredibly enjoyable, and it's great seeing the creativity. So, would like
that'd
to.
Be great. We need another question though.
What's next?
Strawberry Possum. You've seen the rise of popularity when it comes to Warhammer over recent years, but a lot of popularity is coming from direct players of the game and more from people who are focusing on the extended media. When it comes to Warhammer, do you see the lore and tie-in media, books, shows, video games outlasting the tabletop at any point down the road?
That's a very interesting question.
Isn't a majority of their money made off like tabletop minis and stuff, though?
A pretty hefty amount.
So I don't know if they're ever gonna shift to like, the tie-in media being outlasting the tabletop, because that would kind of be the end of them, wouldn't it?
So Shy's answer here. I think it's the opposite. GW is terrible at wrangling the power of their IP. 40K is ripe for creating TV shows, movies, / video games, but all their shows are hidden away in Warhammer Plus and mostly suck. And Warhammer video games are rare and also mostly suck. I can see them just crawling back in their safe bubble of tabletop and books and dropping support for extended media.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is like they make so much money off of here's a new Space Marine that. Yeah, it feels more like they're just going to stick to the tabletop rather than actually make new, better shows, books, video games. I guess the books are fine, but yeah, the video games and shows are just oof.
Like, I think people will often talk about how much it costs to properly do plastic and miniatures and that kind of thing. But at the production level that Games Workshop is reaching and the amount of money they're making from it, clearly they are charging an astronomical amount of money for their miniatures. Like, there's a reason it's called plastic crack. It is an insane profit margin. I think their books are incredible, and I genuinely think there are few other IPs that have the strength of their writing. Their authors are very good, like not just good for Warhammer, like they're just like good authors.
Good authors in general, yeah.
And I'd argue that their VA work on Audible is some of the best on Audible as well. But someone was talking to me a little bit about this about Warhammer Plus, and they're like, well, like they're talking about like, oh, well, have you seen X or have I seen Y? And I'm like, yeah, like they say like Pariah Nexus was one of the ones that's constantly brought up.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, it's pretty, but it doesn't have any like meat to it. I'm not interested in anything. Like there's no really impressive moral dilemmas or like characterizations that I really care about. It just looks good.
It's just eye candy.
And also a large amount of their products that they brought on Warhammer Plus are hiring fans to do it, but they're charging you full priced streaming service costs for fan projects, not to mention the horrible use of their IP they've done in the past. So unless they kind of get their head out of their ass and start working with how the modern day is supposed to be done and stop using these archaic business practices, then I think I'm mostly with Shy. They're probably going to be like, well, we tried the modern day stuff and it didn't work, despite the fact that they did it improperly, and then they're just going to retreat.
Yep, and just go back to the old ways, the safe bubble, and just Yep.
Unless the Amazon thing does well, but it might just be another Halo TV show situation. So I genuinely don't know.
Jay Byrne asks, "Hey Shy, what is the best gaffe/screw up the boys have made that you left in an episode?" Shy's answer: "Sometimes you can hear Bricky and DK speaking. This is not intentional."
Got him! God damn it!
Very funny. Ha 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 ha.
No. She's no. Hold on, she has a point. That's a Emperor's New Groove reference. You should get that one.
Yeah. Well, I did see it once. I don't remember.
Oh, you gotta watch it again. It's really good.
Okay, well, whatever.
I remember my screw up. I remember my screw up. I think I called the Blood Angels like the 4th Legion or something. And then like in this thing, or maybe it was the Iron Warriors. Then in the next episode, I was like, I don't know why I said that. They're the 9th. Like, I don't know why I did that, and I don't know. Like, it's a total screw up.
Every time I speak, it's a bit of a screw up. So it is what it is. That's why I'm here, though.
Insert quote.
Yeah, every quote is a screw up. Every quote in every episode. Yep. Lots of people ask this: will we do episodes on tabletop side of the game explaining mechanics and such?
I mean, that would be all me.
That'd be all you.
Not really. I mean, like maybe, but it's without the visual aid. It's kind of its own side thing.
Tough. Yeah.
It is kind of tough. If anything, it might be like nice to you could talk about like, okay, you want to play the game as a certain type of army. Here's what they play like. Like, here is how the lore translates to their tabletop. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know, like World Eaters, for example, you roll 8 dice at the start of every battle round, and then you get blessings of Khorne, and then they change your army up. Like, but I kind of already mentioned that stuff, especially in Kurioth episodes. So I don't know.
Yeah, you already kind of bring up how they function in game, so I don't know.
I don't know.
Dreadblade Krause, 4DK. You've learned about the Eldari, the Drukhari, a bit of Yennari, and the Harlequins. Out of those 4, which flavor of Eldar waifu do you think you'd consider simping for the most? Wow, that is a question and a half. Oh, boy. Harlequins, I suppose. Because, that whole clown wife meme. So, we do be simping for a bit of the old Clussy around here. So,
Is this from the damn Ace Attorney?
Yeah. You hit it. You hit the nail right on the head. Yep.
I would assume that you would just choose the regular Eldar because of the Rogue Trader.
Realistically, probably just the regular Eldari, because why not? But for the memes, obviously, I want that. I want that Clussy.
Yeah. All right. I refuse to answer this question.
No, you have to answer it.
No, it says for DK, so...
Yeah, maybe, but I'm making you answer it because this is an anniversary episode, and inquiring minds want to know which Eldar waifu Bricky would simp for.
No.
Wow. I can't believe you do this to the fans like that.
Yes.
Cannot believe that.
Read the next question. I refuse.
To be, when I'm painting, I usually just buy some $5 pack of brushes from the craft supply store. They've been all right for my needs, but if I want to get better at painting, do you think I should drop a bag on better brushes or an airbrush? And Shy's answer is she uses a $7 a pack brushes for painting, and they work fine. More expensive brushes are often simply overpriced and not noticeably better. Even when they are better, it's simply their durability and not the quality of painting. Airbrush is not better. It's entirely different type of painting. Unless you're painting a very large miniature or batch painting dozens of small minis, I don't think that better quality brushes will make you a better painter. Leonardo da Vinci painted with a brush that was a bunch of hairs from a horse's ass.
That's actually true.
I didn't doubt it.
So I guess because you don't paint, I'll
yeah.
No, $5 pack of brushes is perfectly fine. There's really nothing wrong with it. Don't buy Games Workshop's brushes. They are horrendously overpriced and
those are the ones I bought.
Yeah, and not great quality. They are definitely not worth the buy. I buy some pricier brushes, but
Paint a lot.
Kind of. My brushes come from Monument Hobbies. I think they're really, really, really good. I like them a lot. And for the most part, I think they're probably the best upgrade that you could have, and you really don't need to go anywhere higher than that. Airbrush is a total different kind of painting. I have an airbrush, but it really is just for large vehicles, specific types of things you can do with dry brushing or batch painting a large amount of miniatures. It no doubt makes it easier, but whether
doesn't necessarily make you better at painting.
No, it's a different kind of painting.
Yeah, it's just a different way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, an airbrush is absolutely easier and will give you a lot more options, but it doesn't necessarily make it better.
Just need to practice more. You get better with time and practice, and just hit the grind. You just got to grind that shit out. Good luck, my friend. Next question, Shy. Several people asked this. What character from a Warhammer book would you most like to see get a mini?
Oh, goodness.
Does Talos have a mini?
No, the First Claw has no minis.
I would love to see some First Claw minis. I would love to see any of them get a mini. I guess, obviously, Talos. Or maybe some of the Raptors or something. But yeah, I want some First Claw minis. The Night Lords, even though they're getting that kill team?
Yeah.
Even though they're getting that, I want more Night Lord minis, because that kill team looks phenomenal.
I would not mind a First Claw series of minis. They gave it to Gaunt's Ghosts, and you might say, well, but Bricky, First Claw isn't doing so hot right now. And it's like, well, a large amount, a few of the Gaunt's Ghosts that are in the minis are also not alive either.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're dead. So
some of them are very much dead.
Yeah,
and so it's perfectly fine. I would be very okay with a couple of those. I'd also just like some updated minis. They got rid of a few from the Krons that make me upset.
Like who?
Xandric and Oberon.
Wait, they got rid of them?
Yeah, they're not in the book.
Oh.
So kind of sad about that. Would like some
bummer.
Updates.
Sheesh.
Trazen could get a model update. Yarrick is gone, but Yarrick is probably
but
so is also Yarrick.
Yarrick
so
is gone,
it's
but
like
not forgotten.
A couple of those, but yeah, First Claw would be pretty great. I would. They already have an Eisenhorn mini, so there's that.
Yeah, First Claw. Let's go. Chaplain Schrock asks, "Are there any episodes y'all have thought to redo or go back and correct?" I don't think so.
Not really.
Yeah. No episode has gone so bad that it's like, oh my god, we have to redo it, or
there's certainly ones that are better than others, and some that have more mistakes than others, but at the same time, I genuinely kind of feel like the only reason that the old ones would be worse is because we just haven't gotten into our groove yet.
Yeah.
And I think after about a few months, we kind of did get into our groove.
Yeah, it didn't take that long.
Yeah,
so,
I'm pretty all right with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with what we done. All right. Artificial Dragon, one of our mods, asked, probably not going to see it, but I want to let the crew know how much I appreciate them. They inspired me to do the Can Mayonnaise Kill a Jedi podcast. Can Mayonnaise Kill a Jedi? Basically, Adric, but for Star Wars. Thank you for being so entertaining and inspirational. Adeptus Ridiculous crew, keep doing what you're doing. Oh, that's not a question, but that's just really nice to hear.
That is I think I actually remember them mentioning this. Yeah, it's like a kind of a riff on the whole kind of lightsaber cut through Wolverine's claws type thing.
Yeah.
Can Mayonnaise Kill a Jedi? It's actually a great podcast name. I think it's incredibly creative, and most importantly, it's distinct. And
it's very memorable. You won't forget that name for a while. That's good branding.
Which makes great branding. Yeah. So good job. I am extremely excited to hear when you surpass us.
The logo can just be a mayonnaise with a sad Obi-Wan on the cover.
Or it can just be a mayonnaise, like a jar of mayonnaise, but it shines like a lightsaber.
Radioactive mayonnaise. Okay.
Yeah.
Dreadblade Krauser for Bricky. Do you think your love of Night Lords can be traced back to your love of kicking children and then running away in malls? Bricky!
I told you this story already.
Bricky!
I told you this story.
Bricky!
Yeah.
Did you tell me this story?
Yeah, I accidentally kicked a kid in a mall when I was 16 and ran away because I was scared on how to tell the parents.
Oh, okay.
Because a kid ran past my legs and I tripped and I went whack.
Oh, okay.
It's a long story.
Wow.
No, my love for the Night Lords came from me enjoying depressing Slavic media, liking those kinds of video games, and also enjoying the fact that they are literally everything a Space Marine isn't.
Oh, yeah.
They are awful, just awful, terrible gangsters that have become gods or demigods, and that's just such a cool concept.
They are indeed the anti-Space Marine.
They're probably the most anti-Space Marine faction out there. Everything else has some like feeling of honor or like warfare combat kind of thing, and they're just the polar opposites. It's great. They're just criminals.
Can we do the meme where it's the what is it, the anti-Space Marine chapter, and it's like the white text on the black shirt that's stacked on top of itself, and it's just in like skin, anti-Space Marines.
I don't know about that one, but
like the anti-social social club or whatever it was.
Oh God, dude, down in SoCal, you see the anti-social social club shirts and hoodies everywhere.
Right? So they can be the anti-Space Marine. You're the stack.
God, those are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Specifically with a certain demographic too. And I don't know why.
I don't either.
Probably just branding.
Yeah, I guess so. Next question. Mint. What's your favorite weapon from 40K? Oh, man, there's so many to pick from. I mean...
I do love a good old plasma pistol. It doesn't hurt.
It's really hard to go wrong with just a bolter. Like just a classic bolter or like a chain sword. I don't know what my favorite is though. There's just so many like iconic 40K weapons.
You know what?
Maybe a Melta.
You know what? I figured it out. I'll be honest, because I'm super guardsman pilled. A good las gun I just can't not enjoy a good las gun. Mm-hmm. Actually, particularly a hot shot las gun like the Scions use and stuff. Or the Casterkin, they're pretty great. But if I had to choose one, Shy makes a good one. Shock attack gun is really good.
Oh, that's fair.
Based and orc pilled.
I gotta tell you,
green pilled.
When I played Darktide a little while ago, I became a big fan of I think it's the heavy stub up pistol. Ooh, that's a fun little cannon.
I think if I had to pick one, I would pick the conflagration cannon.
Oh, what a name. What a name.
It is the massive triple barreled flamer that is on the big Imperial Knights.
That's fair. That's very fair.
There is a custom version of it called the Trader's Pyre, Pyre. Mm-hmm. And it's just kind of hilarious, so I love it.
What's that orc gun that like wraps around their shoulder and shoots out like...
That's the shock attack gun.
That's the shock attack gun?
That sucks up the grot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, that's the shock attack gun.
Okay, cool. I was going to say that one deserves to be on here somewhere.
Actually,
for sure.
Additional answer, Tank Buster. Or the tank hammer. It's basically a big rocket on the end of a hammer that the orcs run up to a tank with and smack it, and it just explodes in their hand.
Yeah, also just thunder hammers in general.
Thunder hammers in general are very cool.
Very cool, especially when you finally get to use them in Darktide. Ooh!
Oh, yeah.
Those are very fun.
Abelard, destroy his nuts.
With a thunder hammer?
I gave him a thunder hammer, and he slams.
Eldar Professor Lynx, which 40K novel that you've read do you think would make the best anime? Which one would make the best anime out of the ones we've read so far?
I feel like Eisenhorn would be pretty good. But also it's just James Bond, so it's James Bond anime, which is like pretty easy, I'd say.
That is. I mean, you're not wrong. That would be a pretty good one. I don't know if my mind just always goes to the Night Lords books, but like something about like the dark, gory, edgy vibes, I think would make like one of those really good edgy animes. One of those really like tragic, depressing animes that's just all like violence and blood and blah.
I try not to do the Night Lord books too much because it is a full trilogy, and so it's got a bit more of a staying power in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as much as I like it, I mean, yeah, it is pretty good.
Yeah, and it has tons of like those crazy action scenes that you could really animate the hell out of, and it just. I hate to cop out and go back to those, but it would be a really dope anime.
There is another one that where is it? I was gonna say maybe Assassin Norm Kingmaker, but
oh yeah, I mean that could work.
I think maybe. I think Twice Dead King would actually be pretty good.
Honestly, all of the books you could viably make into a decent anime. All of the ones we've read could do, like, there's no template for what an anime has to be. It doesn't have to be action-packed or whatever, so, I don't know. They all could work. Next question. Especially Krieg, because it sucked? Wow, Shy.
That's unkind.
That's rude. I mean, it kind of did. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Krieg book, but whatever. Bread Mage asked, would you rather fight 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? 100 duck-sized horses.
Do the 100 duck-sized horses have prep?
What do you mean? Do they have prep?
Do they have prep? Shy understands. Do they have prep?
What? What do you mean? What is like? It's a Batman meme.
Well, but do they have prep?
Well, what kind of prep?
Do I have prep?
What kind of prep would 100 duck-sized horses have?
You're not answering the question. I need the answer. Do
they have
the
prep time? You don't have any prep time, but they have prep time.
They have prep. Oh, there's no way I would lose.
Yeah, you would.
I would lose to both.
To be fair, if Batman did have prep time, he could beat Superman for sure. Actually, it happens all the time.
I do not care enough.
We do not care. Avalon asks, I want to know your favorite episode of the podcast so far. That's tough.
The first AdMech one was pretty good.
Yeah, I always go back to the I'm a Tank orc episode, or just orc episodes in general, always like devolve into some kind of craziness that's just like really fun. So
the orc
probably the
almost...
I'm a Tank orc episode, or just any of the orc episodes in general.
Those are pretty good. I must admit, the episode we did with Kirioth just recently on the demon engines was really funny.
It was. That was a very fun episode.
Between the cheesecake shenanigans and then the venom crawler butt and everything in between, that was a surprisingly enjoyable recent episode. So I like that one a lot.
Kirioth is always a fun time. To be fair, when Kirioth shows up, you know it's gonna be a good time.
He's a great palate cleanser for all of us. I get a break. Everyone else on the viewers get to learn stuff. He's really good to talk to. It's always wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Shai said the Arcs of Omen series was fun. It was. It absolutely was.
I really liked Arcs of Omen.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it because it was also so. It was nice to have a continuation. Like, ooh, next week, new story. You know?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we've got Orcs, Kirioth, and Arcs of Omen.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Angel brother Agent Lemma asks, what do you think lore-wise the future of the 40K franchise entails?
Emperor Resurrection, Nids eating everyone, Chaos wins.
None of those things, probably.
I don't. I mean, that's not going to do Chaos wins because
No.
I think they've realized how stupid it was to end fantasy like that.
Yeah. I mean, and literally, it's gonna be status quo. Like, there's going to be another big war. The big war is gonna be just like, whoa, it seems like Chaos winning, and then it's either gonna be a stalemate, and then Chaos is gonna run away, but the Imperium isn't overly powerful because obviously, they want to keep it going. No one side is gonna win everything, right? It needs to be a stalemate.
I think. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think there over the next 10 years, we're just going to slowly return all of the Primarchs to 40K in various ways. And then once every Primarch that's alive is back, God knows what. I feel like if the Emperor Resurrection thing is just kind of is dumb because it's annoying, but two, it's so against the core like satirical philosophy of Warhammer.
Yeah.
Him being dead on that throne is kind of like what made the world what it is.
Yeah.
So
if the Emperor came back, like, he'd probably want to just obliterate the Imperium anyway because it became everything he didn't want anyway. And he's like, well, yeah, if I erase everything, the Imperium dies, but he'd probably be like, yeah, it needs to though.
I think it's more just like that kind of like satirical martyrdom of him is so ingrained in Warhammer to like what it is about. It just feels wrong if he came back.
Yeah. I also just love the idea that the Imperium is just worshiping the Emperor and they think they're doing everything in his name, and it's just like, no, you're not. No, you're not. He hates you. Like, if he was awake, he'd hate the hell out of you. Anyway, next question is from your friend Steve. Hey, Bricky, early on the podcast, you said that you were afraid to do Alfarius video. Now that you've done it, are there any topics that you were afraid to cover now?
I'm always nervous whenever there's a new Primarch because I'm trying to condense what is basically 10 books worth of content into an hour. And so like I'm less worried about me doing a bad job. I'm more worried about the plethora of you forgot this, knowing full well I didn't forget. I just didn't add it because I only have an hour.
Time. Yeah, you only have an hour. Yep.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's like, it just depends on how much book reading I need to do.
Oh, yeah, because for some of them, the books are like the only source of information, so you got to read the whole damn thing, and yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of becomes slightly difficult. So I'd probably say around something like that.
Yeah, Primarchs.
Primarchs are always spooky.
Yeah. 01503 asks, how many tech priests are needed to screw in a light bulb? 1.
Depends on
Depends where the light bulb is.
And who made the light bulb.
Ah, that's true.
Do we need how many what is it? Do we need like the ritual of reawakening? How much incense do we need?
Oh, that's true. And you need to pray to the Omnissiah and the machine spirit inside the light bulb. So, well, you don't need 6 to pray. That one tech priest can do all the praying, I guess.
I mean, that's no, but that goes against protocol.
Oh, do you need at least 6 to pray to the machine spirit?
Well, it depends. It depends what this light bulb is. Which STC made the light bulb? Do we know how to fix it? Like, what does the Omnissiah believe? Come on, you know how Admech are.
I love that. It depends which STC made the light bulb.
Also, STCs are terrifying.
Depends. Yes, they've got the light bulb STC.
Hey, it's true.
Yeah, it's true. This is fair. That's fair. I feel like that needs to be a shirt or something. Bullthorn asks, would you guys ever consider getting together with a group of friends or previous guests and doing a podcast of Warhammer RPG tabletop game, like Warhammer D&D?
No, maybe.
I don't know if that would work for like podcast episodes or whatever.
It's a little bit of a difficult one there.
I feel like it'd be like a stream. Like that'd be something you'd want to stream, not necessarily make like recorded episodes of, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, those D&D games are cool, but they are like 5 hours or longer for a one shot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a lot of effort to get that together.
A lot of
can we split the difference? Can we split the difference and instead get a whole bunch of 40K YouTubers and get them all into a game of Among Us?
Oh, no, not Among Us. Also, unironically,
that'd be great.
I am terrible at Among Us. I am the worst Among Us player that has ever existed.
I'm just saying we could definitely get a good Among Us game with the right group.
We probably could. I am the worst. I am the worst traitor. I am the worst killer. Because I'm always afraid somebody's gonna see me when I go in for a kill, and it's just the worst. And I never kill anybody,
sir.
So my partner has to do all the killing.
Sir, it is called an imposter.
Oh yeah, it is an imposter. Whatever. Who cares?
Next question.
Unbelievable. And recent Crown 29. When will Bricky take back calling me cringe?
When he stops being cringe. Like, it's not a hard thing to explain.
Damn.
If he just stopped being cringe, then I would just take back calling him cringe.
Yeah, maybe.
But he's
just
still
stop being cringe, bro.
But he's still so cringe. So, like,
bro,
how could I not?
Stop being cringe. Hello, it's easy.
It's not hard. Just don't be cringe.
Yeah, bro. Recent Crown 29. Just stop being cringe. Easy. Problem solved. Next question. Sergeant, if you had to either kill or remove a Primarch from 40K entirely, who would you pick?
Okay, removing this is too easy because it'll be Ferrus Manus. So let's pick one to kill.
I would give Angron the sweet release of death that he craves. He deserves his death.
I think I would too. I think you could narratively make it incredibly satisfying to have Angron actually die.
Yeah, it would make total sense because that's what he wants. He wants the sweet release of death. He's tired of it all. Like he wants to go.
I would really like that. Though I wonder who would be the one to kill him. It would need to be
somebody really important, like
somebody important,
be a big deal when you kill Angron,
or perhaps
have to be a Primarch, right?
It probably have to be another Primarch, or it'd have to be like another major player, like the Silent King.
Oh,
would have to put him down, you know?
Yeah, it'd have to be a really big ordeal, but man, and it would be such a crazy because he wants it, but he wants to like earn it. He doesn't want to just like, you know. Yeah.
I go with something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I would give him a different. Oh no, that'd be awful. Never mind. Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah. Angron. Next question, please.
She's typing.
I don't care. I so very rarely get a chance to, you know. Never mind on that question because who?
Well, Rabute had the sword that perma kills demons, but narratively, Blueberry killing Angron would feel like a spit in the mouth of Chaos players. That is true.
Yeah, probably.
It is a little difficult. I feel like it depends on like how Gilliman did it because they also had that really good like back and forth that one time in Betrayer, so it could work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like once you said Rabute killing Angron, I wasn't like immediately disgusted by it. I was like, that it's Gilliman. Like it could happen.
I feel like if like Magnus killed him or something, like it'd be some kind of like chaos squabble mercy killing. I don't know. It's hard to determine.
Yeah. Gobmaw asks, for all three of you goobers, if you had a choice as to what faction became the poster boys of Warhammer instead of Space Marines, which would it be and why? Well, is it just like Space Marines in general or like Ultramarines? Because it's the Ultramarines that are the poster boys of Warhammer, right?
Yeah, but she means Space Marines. It's Space Marines.
Crisis suits, man. I would love it if the crisis suits were the poster image for Warhammer.
So you mean Tau?
Yeah, I do mean Tau, but I wouldn't have like the Tau necessarily like troopers, like literally just like the crisis suits and the mechs.
So I think that like my first thought went to Guard. But I think Guard will not give the proper Warhammer aesthetic. It'll be too like World War II-ish, and there's a million World War II tabletop games.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go with Sisters.
Ooh.
I think Sisters combine the zealot aspect of Warhammer pretty well and then you still have the power armor.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get this little mixture of the two. I think that would actually probably be pretty good. I'm biased, but you know.
I was going to say, what a shocking development that Bricky first went to Guard and then went to Sisters for the poster image of Warhammer. Who would have thought?
It has to be humans in some way to make it work.
I guess. Shai said orcs because they are disgusting, greasy, irrational, angry, and can barely speak English, and buying a whole army of them costs way too much. Oh.
I mean, Space Marines are the same.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Tau or... I don't know. How expensive are Tau? Like to buy an army of Tau.
Like medium cost.
Okay.
Which is expensive as shit in general, but, you know, like medium cost.
Not the worst, not the best. Not the worst, not the best. All right. We need another question.
Tower communists in this game isn't made in California. Yeah, but they are played a lot in California.
Are they?
Warhammer?
How popular are Tau? Oh, I thought you just meant Tau. I thought you meant they're just like a lot of Tau players in California.
Oh, no. There's a ton of Warhammer down here.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, Tau are popular in California? What? Why? Okay, whatever. You know. Just a little Tachanka. How much have you spent on models? Oh, I have not spent that much. I maybe a little over $100. For me, but I haven't bought many.
Do I have to answer this question?
Yep.
I mean, it's definitely in the five figures, no doubt.
Yeah. Well, you have several armies, though.
Probably in the mid five figures. If you told me I've spent over $50,000 on Warhammer, I think that might be correct.
And that's, to be fair, that's over a period of how long have you been into Warhammer?
Oh, it's been a while, but
so you've had time to accumulate that big number.
There's also the fact that a lot of it was for dice check and the like, which was therefore a business expense, so it was written off, etc. But I would not be surprised if it was around $50,000.
You do have several armies, and
that's like almost as much as the average Genshin player has spent.
Oh, on one banner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oy. I don't even play that game anymore. Shai said over $5,000.
I believe it.
She does have a lot of orcs, a lot of the chunkers. So yeah. I buy that. She paints them real well, too.
I buy that for $1.
I buy that for $1. Final question.
All right.
Raspberry asks, penis?
Balls, even. Cock, if you would be so inclined.
Need I say more?
Need I say anything?
Mm-hmm. Was that really the final question?
Penis.
Is that really how we're going out? We're just going out on...
Fart, poop.
We're just going out on penis?
Yep.
All right.
This
Cut
is
it. No,
this
cut it
is
right
the
there.
fan base we've cultivated.
I was gonna just cut it. Just cut that right there. Just cut it right there.
I have done as I've needed to. Thank you very much. Penis cut. Penis balls. Poo poo fart boot bup.
We should probably thank the viewers one last time before we actually end the episode, right?
I guess,
because without them, this wouldn't be possible. And
thank you very much, everybody, for your support. You're very kind. We greatly appreciate it.
That's why we do it. That's why we do it.
Why we do it. It's why we do it. Skibbity toilet, balls, fart, piss.